Welcome to the Quickstart webinar. Everybody, we've got a special guest that's going to be joining us. This is so exciting. Here she is. All right, let's go. Let's go.
He's really building this one up, guys. Got to make it good.
All right. Hey, for those of you who are just meeting myself and Christy, maybe just logging into the PMC Quickstart webinar for the first time, my name is Noah Harris, and this is my wife, Christy. So everyone say hi, Christy.
Hey, everybody.
So this is the first time, I think this is the first time we've ever had a guest speaker. So like, I can't think of anyone better than you to be here. Like, this is awesome. This is going to be a good time. Jose's been like on me to have Christy come on and talk. Chris Naugle, Stephen Nagy, they've all been like, hey, can Christy do a quick start? Can Christy do a quick start? Why is it taking so long?
Because I'm usually like holding down stuff, right? Like I just said, hey, let me get off my phone real fast and answer all these questions about our other side of the business, which is real estate, right? So I hear Noah in here all the time talking to you guys. I'm usually actually on here watching, but I'm doing things behind the scenes.
Of course. Right. We're just all right. So we're really glad that we could be here today. If this is your first time tuning in with the Private Money Club, we do this webinar every single Thursday at 1 o'clock Eastern time, where we practice private money lending fundamentals, best practices. We practice elevator pitches. We just stay sharp. So every session, I try to give you, 30 minutes or so of different types of information, new nuggets that you can pick up on and implement into your real estate investing business. And then we also try to practice the fundamentals. So we usually spend half and half, 60 minutes on the call. Half of it is practicing elevator pitches and things that we do every single week. And the other half is talking about some new stuff, new topics and doing. So what's up, Jordan? Good to see you, Clara. What's up, Jose? Good to see everyone on the call. Going over some cool topics today. So if you don't know Christy has a big background in manufactured and mobile home investing. So this has been a big topic. Jose keeps asking us, hey, you got to get Christy on here to talk about manufactured homes. So we're definitely going to get into the opportunities as real estate investors that we are seeing all over the country for manufactured home investing, mobile home investing, and then also lenders, right? So if you're on this call and you're thinking, gosh, I want to put my money to work. Maybe I don't have $500,000. Maybe I don't have $200,000, $300,000 to fund a stick-built home, a new construction home, or a single family residence, right? That's what we would call it, right? But gosh, I've got 100 grand, I've got 50 grand, right? I've got 150,000, I got 30,000. Like, can I do something with that? And this asset class of mobile and manufactured homes is going to be absolutely perfect for those types of investors. So we're really excited for you guys to be on this call learning about this niche. Is there anyone that's investing in mobile homes or manufactured homes right now? Type it in the chat box. If you are, type it in the chat box. We'd love to see who our current mobile and manufactured home investors are. So anytime that we dive into a webinar or we're teaching, Christy or I, we are very big on disclosures, disclaimers. Real estate is a tough business. You never know when you're going to get chased down by two pit bulls while visiting properties and wondering if you're going to make your afternoon webinars, right? But all jokes aside, this is a serious business. One of the reasons why Christy and I love educating and teaching and helping people is because we believe in private money lending as a great resource for investors and for lenders, average everyday people, to make great rates of return on their money, right?
Yes.
But we also believe in the education because we've had folks who did not have education come to us and say, hey, I did a private money loan. I got attracted to this nice interest rate, but I haven't heard from the person, or the project's taking much longer than I thought it was going to. And, I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to get my money back. And in those instances, I hear Christy on the phone helping people all the time, and she's asking them, hey, did you have these documents? And they say, no, I only had one of those documents. Oh, wow. Okay. Did you think to ask them these questions about themselves? No, I didn't think to ask that. Did you ask them these questions about the project? Like, I didn't even know to ask these things. And so education is the key in this business, guys. So is real estate investing risky? Absolutely. Right? One of the very first things that we talk about this routinely on these calls here, but in my accelerator course that I teach for Private Money Club, the very first thing that I teach people is the emphasis of surrounding yourself with licensed business professionals. So licensed contractors, licensed real estate agents. If you're doing private money loans, attorneys, right? Title companies, right? We're not wiring funds directly to the person. We have the right documents. We're doing things just like a bank would do, right? So it's important that you guys, are continue to attend workshops like this, webinars like this, to make sure that you're educating yourself and continue to surround yourself with the right people, business professionals. All right. So a few things we're going to dive into. So welcome to the Quickstart webinar, guys. We like to do a roll call here. We're going to do a roll call. If this is your first time, we always start on time. We always keep it real estate within Private Money Club. There's all different types of opportunities for people to put their money to work, right? There's all different types of, we talk real estate on this webinar here, okay? So if you're someone who wants to learn how to use private money to fund your real estate fix and flips, to fund your rental properties, to fund your short-term rentals, your mid-term rentals, multifamilies, manufactured homes, mobile home parks, you're in the right place. Right? You're also in the right place if you're someone that's like, hey, I would love to be able to put my money to work, have it secured by real estate, and make a double-digit rate of return. That's what we're going to be talking about here today. Participation is encouraged. So warm up your fingers. If you're on your laptop, warm up your fingers. We're going to be asking you some questions. We're going to have some fun. If you're on your phones, get your thumbs warmed up. Get ready to type in the chat box and participate. This is a great networking opportunity. So I love it in the chat box. I love seeing people networking, talking about deals that they have going on, talking about funding that they have available, asking questions. All of that is encouraged. When it comes to questions, and you're going to have a lot of questions on this session because we got the mobile home guru here. I know she hates it when I say that, but Christy's going to be talking about manufactured homes, different types of opportunities. So you're probably going to have a lot of questions. If you have any questions at all, type them in the Q&A section, right? So there's a button there for questions. Hit that button. Ask in the Q&A. Don't type your question in the chat because we're probably going to miss it. You're going to see that things are just going to go, it's going to go super fast and we may miss it. So if you have a question, type it in the Q&A. I got my main man, Jose Harkin, is in the chat box. What's up, Jose? Go ahead and say hi to the team. Say hi to the group. So there are going to be times where you're like, hey, I'm curious about this. I'm curious about that. I need to set up a profile on Private Money Club so I can start rocking and rolling. Where do I go to do that? Jose is going to post a link. It's going to look just like the one he's about to post right here. You can click that link and schedule a time to talk with Jose, the team, ask questions or do. We've got a great group of people back at the office and Jose's leading that team. So if you have any questions at all, you'll see I'll ask him a bunch of times to post a link so you guys can go and check out and get the information that you need. So what's up, my man? Good to have you here. Good to have you here. And all experience levels are welcome. There's going to be people on this call who are brand new to real estate, brand new to lending. Welcome to the Quickstart webinar. And there's going to be a ton of people on here that are experienced, that have done many deals. And so there's no one that, we love everybody, whether you're just starting out or you're looking to do your 1,000th fix and flip. Cool. Welcome to the party. You're in the right place, which is awesome. All right. If you're just tuning in for the first time, you're like, who are these crazy people? Why is this guy only talking and she hasn't said anything yet?
I talk all the time. Don't worry, guys.
I know what she's thinking. She's thinking, you never talk this much. Who is this person that's on this webinar right now, right? So my name's Noah Harris. Call me Coach Noah. This is my wife, Christy. So every single Thursday, I host this training. I've asked Christy to join us this time around. So I'm getting the ball rolling out the red carpet for Christy. But we are real estate investors. We live here in Columbia, South Carolina. Our goal for each and every one of you on this call is a 100% track record with your private money lending opportunities, whether you're borrowing funds or lending funds. That's something that Christy and I are really proud of within our real estate investing business. We do what we say we're going to do. And our goal on here is to just help you become great borrowers and to help you become great lenders. This is a relationship-based business. We would be absolutely nothing without our private money lenders. We love our private money lenders and what we do for them. And on the flip side, I hope that our private money lenders say the same thing about us, right? What would you have to say about this being relationship-based, private money lending?
It's so relationship based and not even just for us, but within our community, because a lot of times when we have a lender and we might not have a deal at that current moment for them, if we're able to trust that someone else has followed the exact same system we have, we like to refer that money person to someone else. But relationships are so big because listen, a lot of people that I know have money. This just happened to us currently. A friend I have that I worked with in higher education had a ton of money in a 401k. She knows I do real estate. I never took the time to educate her on this, right? She's a very close relationship. She's like a family member to me. So just being able to help someone get educated to grow their money and their financial future is so important. So relationships are everything in this business.
All right, so every week we start out with a quote. This is the 28th week that we've done Quickstart webinar. Can you believe that? 28
Wow.
weeks? 28 weeks I've been in this office every Thursday at 1 o'clock teaching you guys. So this is Cristiano Ronaldo wears the number 28. I think he wears 7, but when I Googled famous 28s, his picture popped up. I thought he was 7 or 9. Anyway, I love this quote. We always start out with something positive like this. Dreams are not what you see in your sleep. Dreams are things which do not let you sleep. What do you think about that one?
Yes, no, I like that. I never sleep, so maybe that's me.
What are you up all night?
Noah sleeps very soundly. I don't know. I'm up all hours.
I'm living the dream. I sleep soundly. I'm living the dream. I know Christy wants a pool in the backyard, so maybe you're up at night thinking about.
I'm thinking about packing lunch in the morning sometimes.
Yeah, there we go. My dream is to get these kids to school so I can have some peace. Yeah. All right, cool.
Right,
Sleep. What is that? Yeah, Zach gets it. All right, cool. So, hey, what are your goals? So, what's crazy is every single week, I swear this happens. Someone's, people know that we love private money. We use private money in our real estate investing business. I always get folks that are like, who are these private lenders? Where do you find private lenders? And then when I tell people that private lenders are everyday people, just like you and me, that want to make more money with their money, I get looked at like I've got 8 heads. Like people look at me like I'm crazy or like I'm full of crap or something like that, right? So I like to prove all of those people wrong, especially if you're on this call, because I gave you the link. Why don't you come learn about this stuff, right? You know who you are. So I'm curious. Let's do a roll call here real quick, right? We'll start with the borrowers. How many of you are like Christy and I, and you love the idea of putting people's money to work at a nice double-digit rate of return and having those funds secured by real estate that you're fixing and flipping, right? Where are my borrowers at? Type borrower in the chat box. If you're a borrower, type borrower in the chat box. Let's see where we're at. Boom, 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 boom. All right, cool. Wow. Okay, lots of people. Love it. I love the names. What's up, Jordan? Good to see you. Hey, there's Renetta. Good to see you. Clover, South Carolina in the house. What's up, Accelerator students? Good to see everybody. Okay, cool.
Nice.
On the flip side of that, all right, here's the question everybody wants to know, because for some reason, when out there in the general public, if I talk about private lenders funding real estate deals, people think you're crazy. And, they think that private lenders are this mystic creature that, they live behind the waterfall and they only come out every third Thursday when there's a blood moon or something like that, right? So I'm gonna do a roll call here. Where are my lenders at? If you're a lender on this call and you love the idea of putting your money to work, double-digit rate of return, having it secured by real estate, where are my lenders at? Type lender in the chat box.
Love it. They're rolling in.
Yep, David for sure. All right, Albert, Dustin, Riddell, Ryan. What's up, Ryan? Good to see you on here. All right, they're gonna keep coming in. Christine. Hey, how many of you are both?
I saw a couple.
How many of you are both? We have a lot of people, especially in the real estate investing community. They use private lenders to fund their own deals, but then they have retirement accounts from past jobs and 401ks that they've consolidated into like a self-directed account, and now they also lend on other people's deals. Is anybody doing both? I see a couple boths, right? All right, cool. Dustin says he wants to learn to borrow. So look, they're out there, right? It's that simple. So if you're a borrower and you need money, you just saw a bunch of people like Robert that raised their hand and said, hey, I'm a lender. We just got to connect, right? There's a little bit more to it, right? We got to practice. We got to know what to say, how to present, if you're brand new to real estate, finding deals, things like this. And that's what we talk about on this call here. All right, one more roll call. This is a good one. How many of you are in Private Money Club already, right? So this Quick Start webinar is brought to you by the Private Money Club. If you're unsure what the Private Money Club is, it's a platform, it's a community where there's borrowers, there's lenders, and you're able to meet like-minded people, all right? And I've usually on these calls, I find 3 different types of people. I find people that are brand new and they're like, whoa, I just saw this on a Facebook ad. I just got my whole life insurance. I'm like my own banker now with the IBC policies, with the money multiplier. Chris and his team got me set up. I'm trying to figure out what to do. I'm brand new. Right? And then I got some people that are like, hey, I'm not brand new. I've been around a little bit here. I got a profile set up in Private Money Club, kind of poking around, seeing what it's all about. And then I got my Premier members, right? Where you're able to network to its full capability, meet lenders, discuss deals, post in forums and things like this. So if you're brand new, type brand new in the chat box. Type brand new if you're brand new. I love taking care of my brand new people. All right, cool.
Nice.
All right, Anna, love it, love it, love it. Zachary, love it. Matt, love it. All right, cool. So if you're typing brand new right now, I'm actually going to give you an assignment here in the next couple of slides, okay? If you're brand new to this party, I'm going to give you an assignment, something to work on here in the next couple of slides. If you're a free member, I imagine that means that you're working with Jose, and Jose's giving you tours. He's giving the VIP treatment, showing you around the club, right? Getting you access. And if you're a Premier member, you know, you already know. You already know what's going on, right? And you're in the club. So cool. Love to see it. Love to see it. 4 things that we work on every single week. And I also help people with this. So like I teach a class, it's called the Accelerator Program for Private Money Club, which helps expedite people's learning around borrowing and lending. And one of the, you know, we work on this in that class. We also work on that here. That's credibility, clarity, confidence, and community, right? So we work on how do we stand out as being credible as borrowers, right? How do we stand out as being credible as lenders? Having clarity around what documents to use, what questions to ask, how it all works, really understanding the ins and outs of it. Because look, it sounds sexy, right? Making 15% rate of return, making 12% rate of return, having your money secured by real estate while you're doing that. That sounds fantastic, but you're probably not going to take action unless you understand what to do, right? You want to feel good about what you're doing. So those are, you know, that's what we work on these calls and in those courses. And I feel like if we have the first 2, the confidence always comes, right? If we know what to do and we surround ourselves with a good team, you know. And one thing about the community, and Christy, I'm gonna let you hit on the community here a little bit, because I think no one articulates Private Money Club community as well as you, based off of your experiences hanging out with Chris and the team. But one of the things that we've seen to really love, guys, is with the community side of this. For years, maybe you can speak on this too, Christy and I, when it came to private money lenders, we had to go to like real estate investment meetings. We would go to networking events. We would talk to family. We would talk to friends. Like, we had a lot of conversations with people who did not know what private money lending was. They didn't know that it existed. So to get lenders and to get private people funding our deals, we had to get really good at elevator pitches. We had to get really good at explaining what private money lending was and how it all works, right? With Private Money Club, guess what? Everyone that's in the club knows at least that private money lending exists. So the elevator pitch kind of goes out the window. We don't necessarily have to say, hey, have you ever heard about this? Did you know that you could do this? What we can focus on then, guys, is presenting the deals. As real estate investors, we can work on presenting the deals. And as lenders, we can browse deals and figure out which ones we want to learn more about, right?
And that's huge for those of you that are already investing, like that are borrowing money from people. You know what it took to get to the point to build lenders, or maybe you don't know yet. You're working with just hard money lenders and you're looking to build private money. But for Noah and I, it was such a cool experience to come in and really realize how genuine the community was, to see how smart they were in educating not only their borrowers, but their lenders. I coached for many years, and I would help people in bad situations that they would get into. They didn't have the right document that they had filed. They didn't really understand the real estate side of things. And they're putting their hard-earned money up with a borrower that they just trusted because they met them and they seemed nice. And within this community, I feel like it's such a great safety net of education to come in and really meet genuine people that want to put their money to work. There's no convincing. So that's what we always think about private money. I have to convince my uncle that has $1 million to lend to me. Newsflash, your uncle's probably not going to be the one that lends to you 9 times out of 10, right? Or maybe he is, but you have to educate him. This was a great way just to come in and say, listen, I've got a great deal. You know, who wants to make a return? So yeah, the community is stellar here.
10-4 on that. All right, cool. So every single week, one of the things, you know, our goal with this, we sat down, we started doing these webinars. This is the 28th time that we've done this webinar, is to help people take action. right? So like you're going to learn a lot today. Like Christy's actually going to get into manufactured homes, mobile home case studies, and we're going to talk about funding mobile home deals and flipping and renting manufactured houses. So we're going to learn a lot, but the idea here is not to just learn and then do nothing with it, right? I always kind of joke and I say like, look, this isn't like you're making your turkey sandwiches at lunchtime, listening to someone talk about private money lending, and then you just go about your life. Like you don't take action, right? Like we're hoping everyone here takes action. So what I do is I give you 6 or 7 different things that you can do to take action. Many of you have done a lot of these bullet points. Some of you are brand new to this webinar. So here's my advice. Pick 1 or 2. Wherever you're at with your investing in your private money club journey, pick 1 or 2 things to work on. All right. So we're going to work on fundamentals today. So even though we got the guest speaker, we're still going to hit our fundamentals when Christy's done. We're going to talk about the documents to use, how to stay safe, how to work on your elevator pitches. We're going to practice that stuff, right? So practice what you learn on the call. The other thing here is I know there's a lot of you who are brand new to this call. I would highly recommend creating a PMC profile, a private money club profile. It's free to create. All you got to do is just click the link that Jose has there and schedule an appointment with Jose to go through, give you a demo, and you can create a free private money club profile. And you can get in there, poke around, post in the forum, see what it's all about. Everyone on this call should have a private money club profile, whether it's free or a premium membership. I highly, highly, highly recommend checking it out if you're serious about your real estate investing journey. All right. Also, every single week we teach new things on this call. So there's 120 people on this call right now, 121, because we're doubling up. So we got to keep the momentum going. So all you got to do is you just got to go, hey, Suri, make sure I'm on Noah's call next Thursday at 1 o'clock Eastern time. It's that simple. Done. All right. So make sure you're staying plugged in and staying active. Christy has a course coming up. We call it the Mobile Home Take Action Challenge, and it's actually
September 8th.
It's starting September 8th. That's a typo.
You scared me. I was like, wait, we started?
Yeah.
No,
yeah, you're a week late.
It's actually coming up September 8th.
September 8th. So we'll talk a little bit about that. This weekend we have the virtual Money School Essentials 3-day class that's happening this weekend. So if you're not enrolled in that, and one of the secrets I think to learning or to being a great borrower is to learn as much about money as you can. The more you understand about money, how it works, different options that are out there for people, the better borrower, the better lender you're going to be. And Virtual Money School Essentials 3-day event is a great spot for that. I also have a new accelerator course. I'm midway through a class right now, but if you're looking to accelerate your learning and growth, I teach a course for Private Money Club called the Accelerator, and our next group starts September 30th. Something new with Accelerator, we're actually limiting the number of people to those Zoom calls to 20 people, right? So it's just me in there. So I want to make sure I'm doing a good job of emailing people back, because it's not just the webinars, but I also help coach and mentor during your time in that course. So we're limiting the number of that. If you have any questions about any of this stuff too, you can just hit up Jose. There's the link right there. And I hope to see every single one of you in Charlotte at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We are hosting the flagship event for Private Money Club. It's called the Money Tank. I would highly recommend checking that out. Are you excited?
And we'll be there. Yeah, we're super excited. I'm really excited.
It's at the track. So I'm bringing my track suit, my racing suit. I'm going to have my Private Money Club patch on there. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, Nathan will be there. Yeah, for sure. If you're in the Carolinas.
Listen, at the last Money Tank in Utah, we actually did a racing challenge, right?
Oh,
remember? We did a speed track.
We did go-karts.
Yeah. And I came in third.
That's right.
Chris Naugle came in first. Yeah. So, Noah was a little bit after.
Yeah. Nothing's wrong with 8th, all right? Nothing's wrong with 8th place, right? But yeah, fun. So yeah, these webinars are great. But like the next level of just like, that's like we said 2 or 3 slides ago, it's relationship based. How many of you that have lent money or borrowed money actually got an opportunity to meet the person that you're borrowing and lending from? Like, I think that's a pretty cool opportunity, right? If you have any questions at all, Jose's in the chat. He can help get you the links that you need to register and sign up for these classes, courses, and events, all right? But go create that profile. All right, we're going to tune it over to manufactured homes, okay? So I got the best here. Christy is going to be kind of going through some deals that we've done in the past, present, and future things that we've got going on. She has no idea what I've posted here. I actually hopped on your computer and stole a bunch of slides and pictures from deals that I know that we've done.
Yeah, I
we've
don't know
done
the order.
before. So I think we'll just go through them. And guys, do you like case studies? Type yes if you like case studies, because I mean, the way I look at it is like Christy could teach, about mobile home investing generally speaking, but I think we can learn a lot when it's like real life deals. So these are real life deals, and just know that like because they're real life deals, like this is never going to happen exactly the same as it did for us, for everyone that's on this call. There's a lot of variables that go into place here, but we're going to share real life case studies with you guys, and we'll answer any questions along the way. All right, do you remember this house?
I do. This was actually a house that was listed on the MLS. So I always hear all the time, for those of you investors out there, or even people looking for a home, it's so competitive on the MLS. There's nothing out there. You can't find anything, which is untrue. I think a lot of that just knows you just have to know how to find the right deals and have the right agent making offers for you. So this one actually was a grandmother who bought the house for her granddaughter, cash. And like a great granddaughter, she lived in there, and she invited her boyfriend to live in there, and they tore up the house and they left the house vacant. So the grandmother was over it. She just wanted to sell the property. So she went the old traditional way of just listing with an agent. So when she listed this house on the MLS, I have identifiers to know what properties are selling for in the area. I know the comparables in the community, so I can make quick decisions. I know how much the rehab generally is going to take in a certain size square foot home. So when I saw this one, I knew we needed to get this at a lower price. And I actually came in below the $37,000. I want to say I offered like $34,500. This is actually a manufactured home on land. So this was home and land included. And you're probably going, how in the world did you find that for that price? And I'll tell you, just a week and a half ago, I closed for one in Sumter, South Carolina. Also, a house on land, single wide, $18,000. So, guys, the deals are still out there. That was an off-market deal. So, no, they're everywhere. So, basically, coming into this, I made an offer. They came back, they negotiated, and I felt like $37,000 was super fair. Again, I didn't realize that the situation until I got to the closing and met the grandmother of what actually had happened. So, we went in there. This was just a real get into it. Kind of nasty, subfloor issues, needed a new layout, cabinets, roof type of situation. So we came in, our renovation budget was right around 30 grand. And of course we knew the area, what it would sell for. And we ended up selling it for 110,000, all done through a private money lender.
And financed when the buyer bought it, they financed it.
Yeah. So what's cool about these, and a lot of people don't know this, because things have changed drastically with manufactured homes over the course of even like the last 10 years, like 15 that I've been investing in them. This person came in and got FHA financing. So now a lot of the manufactured homes, of course, every state's a little different and you need to speak to a lender that deals with them. But Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA conventional, VA loan, USDA have all opened for financing for purchase for buyers. So this has opened the pool of opportunity. A lot of these brand new manufactured homes are like a real single family home. You're getting a very quality product with a great after repair value, and the comps are proving it. So we've actually, in this last year, I wish, honestly, guys, I could solely switch over to just manufactured homes. But the problem is we've been investing so long, people bring us single family homes all the time. So I just keep doing them. And every single time I say, when I have to pull permits, I have to go to the zoning office, I have to deal with all the garbage, which I'm dealing with now on a home.
With our single family houses.
With our single family homes, I go back to, what am I doing? These manufactured homes, I don't even have to pull a permit on half of them. I'm not taking out load bearing walls. So the cost of renovation is so much less expensive, but my profit margins are actually showing to be in this year alone double of what I make on most of my single family homes.
I got a couple of those case studies in here.
Yeah, this is going to be my reminder not to buy a house every time I do this.
So anybody that's on here, it's like, man, there's no deals in my area. I was talking to someone in the accelerator class, and she was like, I'm having a hard time finding stuff on the MLS. And I was like, hey, if I'm gonna have a talk with her, I'm gonna say, hey, have you thought about going into manufactured homes? And it does not to say that that's your whole business model, but I'm telling you, there's not as many eyes on them. And private money lenders, listen up. If you have a infinite banking policy set up, a whole life policy set up, which many of you do. Hey, if you have a whole life policy set up and you're going to be your own bank, right? Just type me in the chat box. I'm curious to see how many people subscribe to that philosophy. Christy and I have 5 accounts. Anybody else like us have these things? Okay, cool. And what I find is with a lot of my people who come from the money multiplier, Chris Naugle, Stephen Nagy helped them get set up on the infinite banking stuff. Maybe you're starting out initially with smaller dollar amounts in your own bank, in your whole life policies. So you're trying to figure out, what can I do with this, right? Pay attention to some of these price points because you're going to see that they're much smaller, which is super cool. From a lender standpoint, I meet a lot of people in Private Money Club that are like, hey, I've got 50 to 70 grand and I'm really trying to get a first position on a mortgage, on a first position mortgage. This could be it. This could be it, which is pretty cool. All right, so let's see.
You ever feel like you don't have control of your real estate business or your money? That's right. The big banks and the institutions, they're in control, right? I know you've felt that before. Private Money Club puts you back in the driver's seat. As members often tell us, it's a total game changer. Join the community of like-minded lenders and borrowers by going to privatemoneyclub.com. Sign up.
Let's see what I got on the next slide here.
And as I was just seeing things flash through the chat box, I saw somebody say, hey, the lot rent in my area in California is very high. And that's common. That's California, right? When I look at housing there, I'm like, what the heck? I only need to flip one house in a year, right? When we may need to do a couple here in South Carolina to meet that threshold. But I do have students that I've coached in California doing it. So again, it comes back onto the offer on the home. Forget about the lot rent. That's irrelevant when you learn the system of how to actually successfully do those deals.
And there's differences too. So like this house that we just showed and this house here, these are not in parks, right? So
these are land homes. So these are actually detitled manufactured homes attached to land that are considered real property. So that's a little bit different than when you're buying a home on a leased lot. That doesn't mean you can't make the same amounts of profit. That just means you have to look at them differently and analyze them differently.
I think I have a couple
in parks
as examples here.
Cool.
So tell us about this deal. Like, let's talk about how you found it, motivation. And guys, you know what's interesting? If you look at a lot of our houses, you'll see the same siding, you'll see the same door color, you'll see the same brick, you'll see the same flooring.
Don't recreate the wheel, right? Just if it works, churn and burn. Like, make a nice product and move to the next. Don't get held up on the fixtures and, don't be emotional. It's a house. So this one is unique in the sense that it was actually a good friend of ours, husband and wife, local investor team duo, that had the listing on this. And they refused to do a manufactured home until 4 months ago. They just did, by the way, guys, I have to give a shout out to them. Maybe I sent my business to them, but they just did their first manufactured home with lake access, and they're Airbnb-ing in and making a fortune. So they found that they make sense. Now, before, they wanted nothing to do with them. So they actually brought this property to me to purchase. Same thing, it was listed on the MLS. It was actually a couple that lived in the home. It smelled like cat pee. It was really bad. It might be like our top second gross one that smelled like cat pee. And we went in there and made a lower offer because of that, because we knew no one was going to buy it. It had to be gutted out and some of the subfloors replaced because of that. But still, if you look at the renovation budget, like some of you who currently are renovating houses are going, how in the world did you renovate this for 30 grand? The great news is a lot of this stuff in a manufactured home is a lot less because we're not having to remove walls. We're not having to pull permits. We're not having to structurally do anything. So we're able to really get in there and just renovate more cosmetically. So we were able to list this one, and again, sold to a single female FHA buyer. And there was nothing affordable in this area. And if you look to the left of this, what's unique about maybe every area, but definitely South Carolina, that's actually a single family home, a stick-built home to the left. So this was in a community, a hodgepodge of manufactured homes and stick-built homes. So that gave it a lot of value and a good school district.
What's the timelines? Question came in from Mike. Mike said, hey, what's the reno completion times? I don't remember exact because these were a while ago.
Yeah, these are a while ago. I can tell you on our most current ones. So we actually, this was amazing and sucked all at the same time. I'll tell you why. So in May, we purchased a manufactured home. I don't know if Noah has that one in here, but that's the one that's it's under contract to sell actually in September. We bought it May 17th. I had it renovated by June 15th. So quickly that you think that would have been amazing. Here was the problem. If any of you know about FHA loans, there's a 90-day hold time from purchase to reselling, and our buyer was an FHA buyer. So we had to wait 90 days to actually really be able to sell it to them to get financing. So that was actually August 15th So now we're under contract to close in September. So I've pretty much scheduled the one prior we did before that and another we're working on now. I'd say 45 days max on these. I'm hoping to get them done in 30 days. And a lot of them, because the price points are so much lower than stick built, we're actually getting cash offers on the last couple pretty quickly, which is awesome.
Yeah, beautiful.
So think about that renovation wise. And I would say our houses are probably like 8 to 12 weeks, 12 on the further side because of zoning and permitting.
And for our lenders on the call too, I got a couple slides in here that are gonna be like important things for you to kind of know and consider when you're analyzing these types of deals, right? But not bad. All right, what else we got? Okay, so this is the house you just talked about.
That's the one I'm talking about. So we closed on that May 17th. Now this was a really unique situation. I have a gentleman that I've been working with that scouts out and finds deals, and he actually came across this. He had a Google ad up. This is a manufactured home community, probably of about 25 homes in Gaston, South Carolina. Really awesome property. Didn't need a whole lot of work, guys, at all. The problem with the property was when they put the manufactured home on land, it actually encroached on the neighboring lot. So it was actually on someone else's lot. And the gentleman that had the house basically was like, I want to move, but I can't sell the house because I can't get a clear title because it encroaches on a lot that someone else owns. So what ended up happening is Chicago Title contacted me and they said, hey, listen, what will you pay for this home and land? And this was like a 6-month workaround deal because someone was living in the house. They didn't get out until January of this year. And then it took some time to just get the pieces moving. But what Noah and I were able to do, which was cool. So here's the thing with manufactured homes. If you move them more than one time, they're not accepted amongst most financing companies when someone goes to purchase them for like FHA. Then it would only be open to a conventional loan. So I wanted to keep it on the same piece of land. So that would either require me to shift the house to the right, which I was willing to do if I got it the right price. The problem was, if you see on the foundation, it was bricked in. I would have to break all the foundation. I would have to shift the house, move the piers. It was going to cost quite a bit. So what Noah and I decided to do was contact the neighboring lot that there was no longer a house on, because that individual also knew this house encroached. He bought the land. Come to find out, actually, guys, he built the whole community, and he's very heavily into manufactured homes. Super nice guy. So I went to him and said, hey, instead of trying to shift this house, can we just buy your lot? Now we can tax combine that lot into one, and we can sell it, instead of a 1-acre parcel, a 2-acre parcel. So we ended up actually being able to sell this home pretty quickly with a quick turnaround time of less than 30 days. And then just basically getting a new survey done. And, that was like such an eye opener. We know these deals work and happen, but it's such an eye opener for so many avenues of deals. When you have a single family home, you're pretty much stuck with, can I rehab it? Can I build on it? Can I knock it down? That's it. With the manufactured home, it's, can I move it? Can I add some acreage? What else can I do? Can I add something else on it? And what's cool is that neighboring lot used to have an older mobile home on it, and it has septic and power and water to it. So I knew this area was a highly desirable area for people that do a lot of manual labor. So they have trailers, they need a workshop. So somebody essentially could go build a workshop next to this property. And I knew that's where the value was really at. So we went in and renovated it, and it's actually going through inspections today at 1:30 right now. Fingers crossed, right?
Question in the chat box here. Abby says, hey, what are the best states and counties to do profitable mobile homes? And I would say, Abby, anywhere that needs affordable housing.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. I think there's opportunity everywhere. Like 100%. Maybe when you get into like the more northern states, maybe
in Hawaii, there's no manufactured homes in Hawaii, so that's
maybe you got to think more about the insulation, and maybe they're just built
not
differently.
Even. I have people up north in Michigan that are doing them. I think it comes down to, for me, criteria looking at what's the prices of single family homes, and are manufactured homes less than that, and can I find nice manufactured homes in good school districts where people want to live. Because like single family homes, that drives the market, and people that can't afford right now a little bit of higher interest rates, can't get financed on a single family home, but can afford a manufactured home, it's going to be a home run. Because if you walked into this house, if we were to show you interior pictures, this house is as nice as a single family home. If I literally blindfolded you, took you in, you wouldn't know it was a manufactured home. That's how real to life we're making them look as to a single family home.
It's definitely lots of opportunity in South Florida. And we're going to get into some deals where it includes mobile home parks. I know JP here says, hey, I'm from LA. No way I'm finding these deals for $200,000.
Well, listen, I have a friend in Orange County who bought her father. He actually passed away. And she inherited, I'm sorry, for his manufactured home in the park. So there was a lot rent on it. I think the lot rent was anywhere from like 1,500 to $2,000. It was pretty high. She got that manufactured home for 45,000. There was still a small loan on it, flipped it and sold it for over 200,000 in Orange County. So she made a pretty good profit on that. So those opportunities are there.
Just different. It's not the land doesn't come with it.
Right. And sometimes on the outer skirts, it could be a home on land and you're not going to pay 200, but what if you pay 400 and you sell it for 800? The profit margin's there. So again, it just comes down to the numbers.
Right. Okay, cool. This is one we did last week.
Yeah. So
nothing to look at here, but
a lot to look at, in my opinion.
All right. So that's a good example of our relationship and around this investment strategy. So I'm always like super negative.
Hold on. Noah's never even seen this house live.
I will never go there. You will never see me.
No.
Never see me here. This is, what are we doing? Right. But I will spend that money. So like when Christy goes and flips it, we will gladly go out to dinner and we will celebrate this win. But let's talk about this one a little bit.
So this is a single wide mobile home down in Sumter, South Carolina. And I came across this lead through a gentleman that I partner with and work with who does a lot of marketing, right? Marketing is just not what I want to do. He's great at it and he's great working with sellers. So he was able to form this relationship, which is amazing because this gentleman's 82 years old. And I found out at closing, he has 103 properties. That's right, 103 properties. And at 82, he said, I'm just not like I used to be. I can't take care of all of these myself, and my mind's just not as good, which I reassured him at almost 46, his mind was probably better than mine. So what was really cool to see as I was sitting across from him, I'm thinking, here's a smart gentleman I can learn a lot from that bought a lot of land, mostly manufactured homes, some houses. But also in my mind, I was thinking, this gentleman wants to make money, but he doesn't want to do the work. So as I kind of cultivate this relationship to buy more properties off from him, my goal is to actually make him one of our private money lenders, because the reality is that's what he should be doing at 82, making money on his money. So this property we bought for $18,000. That was land and a house included. So all in right now this week on Monday, maybe Noah can show you on the next call next week when you guys chime in. I have the yard being cleared up, some trees being taken down, the exterior just being fixed up, steps put on, got the power back on and cleaned out the house. What we're going to do is we're actually going to go in two decisions. We can either sell it as is, which I think we can. We have a lot of local connections to Facebook marketplace groups there. We have a girl that markets, so we're just going to pay her a fee to market this off. I believe we can sell it anywhere from 40 to 45,000. We bought it for 18. We'll probably be about $3,000 in. If we were to fix it up, I have comps that justify you could probably sell this thing for around 70 to 75,000. I just don't know if I want to put the work in to fix it up. Is it really worth it? In the sense, this is a little further out. I've got to get my guys down there. It's managing. I'd rather take the quick money and just.
Well, someone in the chat just said that they would be open, that they refurbish mobile homes, RVs, and trailers, and they're in the area.
Oh, so okay. There you go.
That's good. See, networking at its best.
Yeah, I love that. Because for me, if I had somebody down there, I've got a great crew of my guys here and girls in Columbia, South Carolina. The problem is this is about, 45 minutes. So it's kind of a stretch to just maneuver everyone down there. They can do it, but I'd love to build a team. But to my point, how many of you as a lender or borrower are watching this and saying, hey, I could probably buy one of these at 18 grand. I could probably even fix it up and keep it as a rental. Or maybe I could flip it, or I could definitely lend on this. So it's just a really great avenue. And
for everyone that's like, if you're like our friend JP there, and you're like, hey, I'm in LA, Private Money Club, what's great about it is you're introducing yourself to investors all over the country and markets all over the country. So, I would say all of our private money lenders, I can't think of anyone off the top of my head who's a private money lender with us that lives in South Carolina. I think right now we have deals with people that are in New Jersey, California.
She's our agent, and she saw how much money we were making at the closing table and said, I'll use my IRA to lend.
So keep that in mind, I highly recommend. I always think it's interesting when people are on like Facebook or some sort of forum and they're like, hey, I live in Columbia, South Carolina. Where are the private money lenders? And it's like, well, the private money lenders don't have to be in Columbia, South Carolina. It might make a lot more sense for someone that's works in Silicon Valley and is looking towards retirement and they want to put their money to work. Well, maybe they don't have enough to lend on $1 million house, but they could do 20 deals in a different marketplace or whatever,
Absolutely.
right?
And this is a cool avenue for some of the lenders looking to diversify or starting out that say, oh, I've never really invested myself. A 700,000 to $1 million deal makes me a little nervous, but like an $18,000 manufactured home, it's like, okay, let's just roll on this because they're presenting the comps, the rehabs, and everything they have to do.
Yeah, and these are some examples from some of the deals that we showed you there of like what the lending side of it looked like, right? And if you want any help with this, like this is what the mobile home take action challenge that Christy's going to be teaching is all about, learning about this niche. So as a lender, you are making good decisions, and as a borrower, as a real estate investor, you're not saying no to mobile and manufactured home opportunities. For the longest time, we were so focused on single family stuff, and a mobile home opportunity would come across our desk and we're like, I don't know if we want to take this on, like, I don't know if is there really any money into this? And then finally, when we really started saying yes to those opportunities, and our private money lenders have zero problems with the manufactured homes, whereas a lot of the hard money lenders are maybe a little bit more reluctant to fund these types of deals. So if you're a private money lender, I tell you what, there's more investors that are doing these types of properties. There's going to be a huge need for people like you.
And I've seen a couple of hard money lenders shift, but not many. And I constantly get questions. I'm like, guys, you really need to like build your private money. But what I think is so cool with PMC is we've really been able to come in and say, listen, this is a different avenue of investing. Chris and I have talked a lot, just opening the opportunity to people within the group. And it's cool to see that like the problems people have of finding money and the problems people have of finding lending opportunities, we have the solutions. So we love being a part of this, and I love talking about it because I think it creates an affordability for people out in the world. Like constantly, you turn on the news, guys, we're getting bombarded by how non-affordable everything is in the world, groceries, this, that, and the other. Like people can buy a house for $30,000 to $40,000 they can live in, right? Like, wow.
And comment here, I got someone who needs a cash out for her 2 trailers in Tennessee, right? So
yeah, so there you go. Like it's like, is she looking to buy and hold them? Is she selling them? Is she flip? And sometimes, it's interesting, when I was sitting at the table across from the gentleman and talking to him, what was funny is we closed with attorneys in South Carolina, and we started talking, and I said, this manufactured home can have so much more value because it isn't currently detitled. And the gentleman said, what does detitling mean? And I thought in my mind, as smart as this gentleman is with 103 properties, that one piece of information he doesn't know about manufactured homes is unfortunately, he's selling a lot of stuff at his discount, which is time and circumstance, right? Like he probably doesn't care. He's made his money, bought these properties many years ago. But to my point, if he knew the things I did now in the knowledge base of manufactured homes, he could triple and quadruple his money on the things he's selling, his assets. And maybe that's something down the line to talk to him about. How can we all make money? Because he's just a really nice guy. I was like, I can help him, he can help us, and I think we can all make a lot of money together.
We had a question come in about
the walls and
the walls on the inside. I actually have a photo of one of the insides, I think, in the slide. So
it's interesting on the walls because I hear things back and forth. Are you guys drywalling your manufactured homes?
There's a good
now,
one.
if you go in to buy a brand new manufactured home, you can opt for an upgrade of getting drywall put into them. We do not. So this manufactured home was actually on 6 acres with a pond. We actually contemplated keeping this because it was just so beautiful, but the right price came. So, sometimes that just makes sense to move it. But with this, what you'll see in manufactured homes, which is another reason I love them. If you have an electrical issue, they're panel boards held together with panel stripping. It's Luan is actually the name of it. And that Luan there and panel board had the wallpaper print on it. We actually just painted that. We did not go in and drywall, and we sold this thing for $239,000. This home specifically on 6 acres, and it was around an 1,800, I think, square foot home. This was just a few months ago, but there was no reason for me to rip all that out and put drywall in. You know what? And if I wanted to get rid of the panel strips, so let's just say we wanted to make it a little more fancy, I would take down the panel strips and actually have my drywall guys mud the cracks on the wall and just sand them and spray them, and it would look like drywall. But nobody's coming in saying, the value's not there, I'm not paying for this. People don't care. If you're up north, maybe it insulates it better if it's a rental property, but if you're just flipping and selling, there's no reason. You're just putting extra money into something you're not going to get the value out on the back end.
But that is a great question, so thank you.
It is, and I get that quite a bit. That's a really good question because I don't want you overestimating your budget for no reason.
All right, what I want to do is be able to buy rental properties for cash flow. I've been an auto worker for 36 years. Would like to retire in about 2 years. I need more income besides my monthly pension. I've been a PMC member since last November.
Awesome. I love that. Everyone needs cash flow properties. Listen, Chris, you wrote that in there, and I think I tell Noah all the time, like the first of the month, you guys know the song, the old school song. I mean, if you're my age bracket, you do by Bone Thugs and Harmony. It goes,
wake up, wake up, wake up.
First of the month. Well, I say that every month because that's when all my rental payments come in. And I love that because just like you, we love our cash flow because we like to spend time with our parents, our family's aging, our children are young, and we like to just be able to do what the heck we want to do when we want to do it. And that's what allows us to be able to do it. We love the fix and flips, but the passive cash flow properties are really the bread and butter of our life, and that matters. So
yeah, if we, I mean,
these are good options.
We always go back and it's like, gosh, if we hadn't sold this, if we hadn't sold that, I really wish we would have been able to keep, but
that's about 100% of our properties, right?
Different stages of in different goals at different times and things like that. But yeah, man, how many of these do you need? And rental property is the name of the game. As the value goes up, the debt goes down. You're building your nest egg. Your net worth's increasing while you have the cash flow. Rents don't go down. Rents are going up. There's no better way to hedge inflation than by owning cash flow real estate.
And it's great to diversify. Like we have our manufactured homes and we have our single family homes, right? Like it used to be the myth of manufactured homes are depreciating assets. There's nothing to them. That's very untrue, especially if they're connected to land. The value I have seen increase over the course of the last 15 years is absurd. So I don't believe that anymore. They comp out too as well. So it just gives you a great opportunity. But also if you're like, hey, listen, right now in my market or surrounding market, I can't, like Noah and I used to be able to buy $30,000 houses that were in great condition. That's not an option even in our cheap South Carolina market anymore. Maybe it is, but we're going to put a lot of work into them. However, I can find a really awesome manufactured home on land for $18,000. Like what if I just bought 5 of those this year and kept them for rentals? And when I'm telling you guys, that one I bought for $18,000 is not even that bad on the inside. It just needs new carpeting, painted walls. I mean, it's not, and it would probably rent right now in the market down there, I would say for at least $900 a month. If I fixed it up moderately, if I fixed it up better, I might even be able to rent it for a little bit more. It's close to the military base actually as well.
All right, so we're almost out of time here. We've got 7 minutes, but there are some major differences in investing in single family, like stick built, as they call it, houses and manufactured homes. Can you hit on a couple of these or?
For sure. And these are so important because it's not just, I can buy something cheap. I hear that all the time, right? Oh, I got this cheap manufactured. Okay, cool. But what does that mean on the back end? Because I can find a lot of cheap stuff that is not a great buy. So are you also keeping it? Are you flipping it? So if you're flipping it, right, does it have a HUD tag and a data plate on it? That's really important. So on June 15th, 1976, the laws changed about manufactured and mobile homes. So anything prior to 1976 cannot get traditional financing. So if you're finding a 60 or 70s model manufactured home, it sounds great, but the reality is you can't get it financed. So if you're borrowing private money, you aren't going to be able to cash that thing out with a lender unless it's a private money lender, which could be bad if you have somebody's money tied up. So little rules and regulations matter. So a HUD tag was created after that to basically say these homes are made to a better standard at this point and you're able to get financing. Is it real property or chattel? That just means, is it a real home connected to land? Is it detitled, untitled, or is it chattel? Is it just a home in a mobile home park on land? Okay, that definitely makes a difference when you're looking at who is my end buyer. Am I selling it cash? Am I selling it for financing? If you're in a retirement area like Florida, you see a lot of manufactured homes in very, very nice communities with high lot rent, same as California, Arizona. A lot of those older homes, 80s, 90s models, you can get a chattel loan. It's a high interest loan from the bank. That's just on the home, not on the land. So know that you need to know what's the difference when I'm purchasing this. How to pull comps, that's always important. I won't get into that too much, but a good agent matters and an appraiser. This one is the big one that I'm seeing. And this is even on houses. We're seeing a lot of stuff changing locally on county rules and regulations. We lived in a very lax county for a very, very long time. They let anything go, especially manufactured homes on land. Now they're really setting rules and regulations on subdivision and subdividing of land, zoning, how many homes you could put on land. There used to be a no restriction. It was like, hey, you got a manufactured home, put 5. I don't really care what you do. Now, when we come in and buy them, we're having to look backwards on, whoa, wait a minute. Now we're having some issues of like, they're not allowing us to put a home on there. They're actually coming down on that area and getting rid of mobile home parks, right? And if your homes are in a park, now you have to deal with that. So those are big. But you know what? I just renovated a house a couple months ago. I had to pull a bunch of permitting on. Permitting in that county has now changed. I went down, I said, I didn't need a drawing of this last time. They said, now you do. So it's always important to do that. But you know, financing paperwork is important, or using the proper paperwork. Every manufactured home is sold differently in every state, especially if it's in a park and not owned by the land. So you really have to look at all of that as well. And what are mobile home supply stores? Those are really important to know what a supply store is, because those sell actual mobile home parts, tubs. We talked about the Luan and the stripping. So all of the older mobile homes require certain things that you can only buy not at a Lowe's or Home Depot. It's actually a local mobile home supply store. Actually, I want to buy a mobile home supply store because the markup on this stuff is so ridiculous, right? And it's usually like a mom and pop owned place. I keep telling Noah, if we see, you know, one going out of business or selling, we should purchase that over, because I feel like it's a great buy.
I'm picturing it like a Buc-ee's gas station, like the world's greatest and largest mobile home supply store with like your face on
And I
it.
really just don't want to work there. I really just want to have our boys, run it.
Yeah, no, I would.
It's for them. Noah definitely wouldn't.
That would be my nightmare, working there. All right, so here's the information on the class, guys. Coming up, Christy's doing a 4-week. It's a coaching program, and if you want any information about that, the PMC team can hook you up, and if you have any questions, let us know. But you kick off September 8th. What does this look like? Break down the 4 weeks. Like, you know, what can someone expect when they do this with you?
So the reason I created this, guys, is for years, literally since 2007, I've loved manufactured homes. When I moved to South Carolina, I met a little older gentleman who was evicting someone at eviction court, and he told me what he was making on all of his manufactured homes, and it just clicked. It made sense. Back then, everybody hated them. People were not interested in them, but I started buying parks and homes. And as I was going through the process, I learned a bunch of stuff, but I never felt like I could properly tell someone. Like, I would have somebody inbox me on Facebook. Hey, I heard you do manufactured homes. I have a quick question. Well, you know what happens when I give quick answers? I'm just really equipping someone with a decision to make a bad mistake, because they only asked one question. They didn't know the other 99 they needed to ask. So I felt like I was disservicing people. And when COVID happened, I was like, I'm really going to crack down, and I'm going to like write a course about manufactured home investing. And that was good. But then I felt like people are so afraid to pull the trigger and do anything without almost hand holding or a step-by-step solution. So that's when I created the Mobile Home Take Action Challenge. I felt like in 4 weeks, I can properly tell you the things you need to do to identify a deal, what to look for, how to market for them, and walk you through that process. So if you really, truly want to do a deal, whether you're doing it yourself, borrowing, or you're lending, please come join me for this challenge. I love it. I've had so many people do deals, and it's been awesome. I mean, I think it's a game changer, especially with the real estate market and what we're seeing now, and affordability, competition. A lot of the laws are changing, right, with wholesaling and different avenues of single family homes. I think manufactured homes is just, there's this abundance of opportunity people have not tapped into. And everybody won't do them. That's the truth. Even if you made $500,000 this year on manufactured homes and you told your friend, they'd be like, ugh, it's a trailer. I don't want to be part of that. Especially a lot of the hoity-toity real estate investors don't want to mess in that. They want to be in the higher end homes, right? And I've done both sides, and I just find the time to fix them up, flip them, and create affordable housing is here in the manufactured homes. So come join me.
I think
Jose
Sherry,
can help you.
Sherry, you're in the accelerator program, right? You and your husband down in the Charleston area. Correct?
Oh, Hampton.
I believe so. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe so.
That's Murdoch
and
country.
we can definitely connect for sure through the accelerator. You have my email, my contact information, right? And if anyone wants to learn more about the class, sign up or do. Jose can help you out. There's the link there. Right, but this has been an awesome session, right?
Yeah,
So
thanks for having me. I love helping people and educating, and I think we all work way too hard and create too much stress in our lives. And for me, it's just alleviating a lot of this. And I know I've seen that within the last year. Noah and I got married. I did later in life, and our kids are younger, and my parents now are older, and I'm in that sandwich. And unfortunately, just to share something with you guys, my father fell very ill back over Thanksgiving till the end of January. And I was able, because of our rentals and doing and helping in the education, to really check out a business and be able to be there. And I think you guys, create different opportunities. Great for being here. I commend you. And I think manufactured homes are one more thing you can add on.
All right, so let's make a move. Let's make a move. If this is your first time on the webinar, create a profile on the platform, register for next week's call, right? I'm still going to go through some fundamentals. I'm going to run through them pretty quick here, but we're still going to practice our elevator pitch. We do that every single Thursday. Accelerator course kicks off September 30th. Virtual money schools this weekend. The Mobile Home Take Action Challenge actually starts September 8th, not August 18th. Sorry for the typo. And then we'll see you in November up in Charlotte. We're looking forward to that event, which is awesome. So looks like you guys had a lot of fun. A lot of people still on the call, so thank you for adding so much value, which is awesome. The link for this weekend, Jose, can you help out with the link for this weekend? All right, and let's see. Do you want to stick around and go through some elevator pitch stuff with us? Are we still good? All right, cool. Yeah. She's like, what are you talking me into right now? No,
I was like, you're going to make me do this?
No, not at all.
I actually laugh. I just had a flashback to when we first started in real estate. And of course, we've educated ourselves. And I remember someone pulling me up on stage and like 200 people to practice my elevator pitch. And I was so nervous. And this was like just starting and it went well. But I just had that flashback. Like now I could do it if I had to.
You could do it in your sleep.
Yeah.
So what is a private money loan? It's a loan secured by real estate, just like a bank. And I always tell the folks here, like, when you're talking to someone who has no idea what a private money loan is, and this goes for lenders and borrowers. So, from a borrower's perspective, we've got our borrower hat on, how do you start the conversation? How do you add credibility to what you're talking about with someone who has no idea what you're talking about? We're going to make it so that it's relative to something they may have experienced in their life, which is getting a mortgage for the house that they live in. So if you're like, hey, do you own your own house? Yeah. Did you get a mortgage? Yep. Well, the same documents that you signed at closing, I'm going to sign, and you're going to be the bank, right? And you start to see the light bulbs go off, right?
Yep, absolutely. Keep it simple. My best advice with private money is learn the process, learn the system, like Noah's saying, get educated, and don't sell someone on something because you're really not. You're presenting an opportunity, but people understand it the easier you keep it.
Cool. And then also, I've been telling my accelerator students, I've been telling people on this call here, like, if you're a lender, I would be targeting real estate investors that know what they're doing, have a track record, but are still using hard money lenders.
Yes.
And why not? Why start out with someone who's brand new when you can have someone that has a track record? So, but those people might need convincing a little bit. They might need a professional nudge because for however many years or deals they've been using the same hard money lending company, but the fees and all this stuff. If we ask them, hey, what are you paying now to your hard money lending company? And they say 13%, 3 points or whatever. How would you like to make 12 and not have to go through all the hoops that the hard money lending company makes you go through, right? Would you be interested in doing something like that, right? And so you're just showing them that you're the bank in this situation, which is cool. We always, so we're practicing our elevator pitch here, right? Like we're practicing striking up conversations. So I always recommend having the dollar amounts or the interest rate amounts rather that you're going to be paying or that you're going to be requiring, whether you're borrower or lender. So if I was a borrower, I'd say, hey, we pay anywhere from 8 to 12% annualized interest. Each loan opportunity is unique. The interest rate always gets people thinking, right? And gets them excited of what a person could make. And on the flip side of that, if I was a lender, I lend anywhere from 10 to 15%. Just depends on the deal. Each opportunity is unique. And if that borrower that you're talking to is currently paying 13 and you just gave them a spread of 10 to 15, that's someone that might be wanting to sit down and have a conversation with you, right?
Absolutely.
These are some of the documents that we provide. Now, I share these with you here because these are documents I feel like you should talk about in the elevator pitches and in these initial conversations. In the accelerator course, we get a little more further into more documents, underwriting, and things like that. But to strike up interest and to set up meetings and things like that, every single time that we borrow funds, Christy and I, we always provide a promissory note, a mortgage or a deed of trust, a personal guarantee, and we list our lenders on the insurance, right? Just like a bank would want. So if you're watching this and you're a lender, we got to make sure, hey, promissory note, mortgage, personal guarantee, insurance, just like a bank would want. Those should be your standards, right? What makes private money lending so great? Well, your loan is secured by real estate that's worth, hopefully, much more. So if you don't have a mortgage and a promissory note, and those items aren't recorded, right, then you don't have collateral. You don't have your money secured by something, right? So we got to make sure we're doing things the right way, right? This is what we want every single time, which is good. Someone said, hey, I would like to know more about how to be a hard money lender. Who should I contact? Well, if you want to get into private money lending, I would absolutely click the link that Jose just posted and go create a free profile and have Jose give you a demo and start educating yourself around the documents that are required and how it all works. All right. Thanks, Jose. There's the link. Show me the money, right? So again, going back to what we said in the very beginning, each city's different, each state's different, each county's different. Christy said that a bunch of times. When we're doing deals here in South Carolina, our South Carolina real estate attorney is writing up the mortgage. They're drafting the documents. They're putting together the promissory note. They're making sure that the mortgage is recorded in the county, right? They're doing the title searches and all of this stuff to make sure there's no liens
and do that every time, because sometimes I've seen it happen where a lender's gotten very comfortable with the borrower. They worked with them for years and they just signed it with them directly, and the person said, I'll file that, and it doesn't get filed, and you just use the professionals.
And with mobile homes and manufactured homes, there's a lot of little nuances. So, I know our real estate attorney has helped us out significantly with getting things detitled, making sure that taxes were paid on the manufactured home and the land, and doing different things like that. So make sure that you're surrounding yourself with great people to help make sure you're not making any mistakes.
Absolutely.
Right? All right, cool. All right, so we always like to end with this. Where else can a real estate investor borrow all the money that they need to fund a real estate deal without having to go to a bank? And where else can a person put money to work at a great interest rate and have that money secured by an asset that's worth much more? That is the essence of private money. And the Private Money Club has people looking to do both of those things, which is awesome, guys. All right, this is my little system. This is how I work the Private Money Club. If I have a deal and I want to share it on Private Money Club, I can create a deal here. I post the deal. I post the deal in the forum. I send folks to my website. They watch a video, click the link to schedule a one-on-one call. I set up a meeting. They set up a meeting with me on my calendar. And then boom, we have a one-on-one meeting. This is relationship based. Right, so please don't think you're going to get into Private Money Club and you're just going to download everyone's information and email blast them or text blast them. That's not how we do things, right? Everyone has a profile. I encourage you to reach out to people that look like they might be credible and aligned with your goals, and start talking to people. Get to the events. Like, it's not just the platform; it's the community itself that makes private money lending.
And Noah's so right. Like, we do business with the people we like. There's a lot of people locally we could do business with, and not that I don't like them, but maybe like they just don't align with who we are and what we do. And that's what I love about this community. When we go to the live boot camps and Money Tank, it's so cool to meet everyone. I mean, one of our lenders I hadn't met face to face, and it was so great just to meet her and realize, wow, her goals are aligned with what we do too. This is amazing. And just her as an individual. So
yeah, and that's important, you guys. So I'm just looking at the chat box right here. I'm looking at a name pop up. I know Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard is a premier member within Private Money Club. We go to we've met many times face to face. We have a good relationship with them. We've become friends with him and his wife. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, that's a great person, right? That's a great person. If you've got funds that you want to put to work, he's a general contractor. In addition to real estate investor, he knows what he's doing. And I know that about Jordan because we've met face to face.
Correct.
Right? We started the relationship. A lot of great people on this call. I don't know if I've never met you face to face before. I can't give you a huge shout out like I just did for Jordan Howard, right? So get to the events, get to the money tanks, even the virtual ones. If you can't get to one in person, and get active in the chat box, because I know the names that. If I see them and their names I see over and over and over again, right? Like, there's a familiarity with that, and there's a level of trust starts to build that, you're not just some bot that's hacking a Zoom call, trying to AI its way through Private Money Club or whatever, right? So go meet people, right? Talk to them face to face or Zoom or over the phone, and you'll be really glad. But this is my little system that I use to be able to meet hundreds of people that I would never have been able to meet in my life. The private money lenders that we have right now and the deals that we have going right now, there's no way that I would have met them ever had it not been for Private Money Club. And I can say that with 100% confidence, right? So there's the link there, guys. This was a great call. Did you have fun? Was this an informative session? Are we turning all of you into manufactured home investors? Are we going to flood the market? Are we going to make that market competitive now so everyone complains?
Yeah,
There's no
right.
deals. Christy's telling everybody about mobile homes.
Hey, listen, that's why I felt confident. I've been telling people about this since 2007, and there's still people that will not touch them or coming on board. So that's why I'm telling you guys, because I know you're the serious ones that are here. So
Right on.
So
All right,
thank
cool.
you guys.
We're headed to the bus stop. We'll see you guys later.
Have a good afternoon.
I hope you stay up all night thinking about your dreams. All right, take care, everybody.
Bye, guys.
All right, bye.